Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody around the world, welcome to another episode of the Conscious Companions with my co-host, the MVP of BDE himself,
Pew, pew,
Christopher Devine, in the building over in LA, California, and myself, Charles Woolfolk, representing Kauai, Hawaii. You already know what it is, the hip-hop hypnotherapist, NLP at his best, BEST. What up, Chris? How you doing this week?
What's good, Charles? Love to see you. I'm having a good week, man. Here to work out some things with you in regards to things going on in my personal life. So I'm glad to have you here to help me work through it all.
That's right. Or should I say Deacon Chris? Everybody, if you guys are listening to this on any podcast platform, Chris looks like a bishop.
Don Magic Wand.
I know, right? Got the tie clip. He's got the cufflinks too. Of course, he's got that. Oh, he's wiping his brow right now. I love it. Oh my gosh. Yo, I love it, man. Hey, you guys, this is like right here. This is brotherhood. We've known each other since 2000 and what? Wow, 3?
11. One.
2001. Wow. So that is 21 years of knowing. Man, he's put up with me for this long, yo.
Yeah, remember the Twin Towers happened when we were in freshman football. We had a game that day.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to go against McNick. The actual that's crazy. That's exactly right. Yep, they canceled that. We didn't play McNick until next year. That's right. We're talking about football, ladies and gentlemen. But what we're going to be talking about today is self-improvement. We're just two brothers out here, you know what I mean? Taking it and making it and taking it. And really, ain't no faking it because we are who we say we are. And today, Chris is going to be like with me being a hypnotherapist, literally a hypnotherapist. I help people pretty much shift their mindsets about whatever they want to in life. Chris is my best friend. So I thought, hey, let's have an opportunity, or let's make an opportunity to not only better ourselves, but also to help others better themselves as well. So Chris has come on this the third episode of Conscious Companions with something else that he wants to improve about himself. So, Chris, please tell us what's up today, cuz.
All right, sir. So today, world of the Devant, I've been dealing with how to go about my future. I've had this issue. It's been going on since June, where I felt like when I first joined, I never thought like I would end up staying there. I thought like it'll be like a little stepping stone and I would go somewhere else. As I continued to grow into the organization, I started to see my future there and started to chart my path to retirement. And I've always felt like that I was going to end up retiring from there down the line. I no longer feel that way. Since June or so, around that time, I've really lost any type of passion or love that I had for the organization, the job that I was doing. And ever since then, I've been kind of in a place feeling a lot of anxiety when I go there, knowing that I have the feeling that that's not where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's not where I'm going to end up being. And so the past couple months have been a bit of a struggle with me as far as my occupation and trying to figure out where to go from there. I know what I want to do in life. Yeah. It's just about taking the steps to make it happen, being patient, making my wife feel comfortable with the decision that I want to make.
Yeah. So like, what do you want to do?
I want to do real estate. I want to do real estate investing. I want to do a lot of things. I mean, that's the main thing that I want to do. But I want to do a lot of things. I got a lot of little projects in my mind that I want to do. And it's really not possible committing so much time to sitting at a desk, not doing anything.
Right. It's one of those things where like you're at this job, so you can't commit to the time or commit the time that you need to your passion. Oh my God. Like so many people are in that situation. I mean, I even was in that situation myself. When I first got to the island, I was a security guard. So I couldn't commit the time that I wanted to because I was a security guard. Oh, I want to, my passion was always teaching. I always wanted to be, teach little kids. So then I was switched over to teaching kids. And then it's like, wow, this isn't fulfilling because of the red tape and just the nonsense of being a school teacher as well. There's a lot of like nonsense that goes along with it. So it was a thing about, all right, how do I go? Where do I go from here? So like for you, you told me that the anxiety about going to work, there's something that always rings in your head and that gives you the anxiety. And the anxiety comes from the phrase that this is not for me. Why is that such a scary phrase for you?
I don't think it's a scary phrase.
It's not a scary phrase. Then why does it give you anxiety, I should say?
Me going into a place where I know that I don't belong gives me anxiety. Me knowing that it's not for me gives me anxiety. Knowing that I feel like I am wasting time.
Yeah. Ooh, feeling
that
like
gives me anxiety.
That's huge. What's the emotion behind that? Is it anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and disappointment, guilt, or shame? Disappointment. Talk about that disappointment real quick.
Well, more disappointment that it's come to this because it's not something that I foresaw. Like I've always saw myself doing this and real estate together. Like I've been doing. I actually picked up a commission check today.
Oh, snap.
So, yeah.
Ow.
But very disappointing in how everything came about and the place it left me in. And so I would say disappointment in that. Also, just a little light a fire up under my ass, just got to get moving.
Yeah. So it seems like you feel a sense of urgency from like what you're saying. This is not for me. I'm wasting time. I come to this now, like the fire under my ass. Like there's a sense of urgency. It's like, oh snap, I got to do something because this is not it right here. Yeah,
I wake up and I'm like, let's go. And then it's like, oh, I got to go to work.
Yeah. So the anxiety of going to work. The anxiety of going to work is really not based around the work, bro.
It's based about not having a purpose.
Ooh. Oh, okay. And do you feel as though with your current position and your current place in life that you will be able to fulfill that purpose?
In my current role, absolutely.
Yep. What's your goal? Your income and how you want to get out of your current situation? What's your plan?
I mean, I've always kind of held my plan tight to my chest.
I love it. Of course you have. Hey, by the way, this is Kris. Straight to the T. He's not giving up that, but true that. Okay, so you do have
basically what I've been saying. But real estate is the biggest part of my retirement plan. Retiring early. The goal is to get enough rental properties to be able to sustain life and not have to worry about any expenses.
Real talk. And I mean, you're you're on your way, dog. I see you.
It's starting.
Yeah. That rental property incident, that the natty is, doing well. Yeah. So do you have a step-by-step like milestones, step-by-step goals and things of that nature?
Oh, that's what I have not done. So that's what I mean by like trying to get started, make the game plan and execute the game plan. I think I've gotten to the point where I'm accepted the fact that it's over and I just need to go ahead and just start making moves.
So accepted the fact that it's over as far as
my career
there. Yeah, real talk. So it sounds like a bit of the fear of the unknown. It's like, I don't know where the hell I'm going right now. I don't know shit about, I just know that I got a job. It's a job that's like providing plenty, you know what I mean? Including security, which is very like certainty. It's providing certainty. It's probably providing significance. I'm sure that you being the leader that you are is providing a certain amount of connection as well with your team. So it's providing so much for you. Oh, no connection with the team.
That's one of the things when I was moved from my last office to my current position. Is now I don't really talk to anybody. Like I literally just sit there, do nothing, run myself, worry about myself. I don't have nobody under me. Like before, I had the whole office under me.
Yeah. You're so are you bored?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and you're not challenging yourself anymore.
I have no purpose.
Yeah.
I literally have no purpose.
No purpose there. Did you feel like you had a purpose before you moved into this new office though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's also like it's a weird thing because I love the office that I was at and the work that I was doing and the people that I was working with and the connections that I was making.
Yeah.
And then I got sent to our headquarters where it's like really quiet. I don't have a team or anything. I just work on my own. And I have like one other person that works with me. I don't really talk to anybody. My old boss called me yesterday. She said, "Oh, I called your phone." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know it rang." I've been here since April. You're the first person that's called me.
Damn.
Like that no interaction whatsoever.
Yeah.
Only interaction I get is Teams meetings. But I feel like after being where I am now, is to go back to where I was will be also hard.
Yeah, of
because
course.
Then I would be going back to a place where I know there's tons and tons of stress and no time off whatsoever. And so that's not life either.
No.
So I need to have something with more of a work-life balance that gives me some meaning in life that's, going to be impactful somehow or touch somebody or help somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that right now.
For sure. All right. Let's
even real estate being a landlord, you can help people
100%.
and do things differently in that form. And that's enjoyable. And that's something that I really enjoyed when I was out there working on the house and stuff, because I know somebody's gonna come in here and enjoy this,
Oh, hell yeah. So like you're finding your meaning and purpose within real estate, providing for people.
Well, that's how I look at it.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you enjoy, like as far as giving back besides real estate?
Just generally just talking to people and helping them feel better. That was one of the things that I would do in my other office, was go around and just talk to the workers and see how their day's going. And, you just never know what little things you could do to brighten somebody's day.
Amen. What church you going to nowadays?
I don't go to church.
You don't go to church?
I go to Bible study.
Yeah. Understood. So like when it comes to community, what type of community do you have?
Just the community of my friends. Most of my family's in Ohio. So out here is all my friends, and obviously my wife and her family.
Right.
Yeah. My wife is my family.
Yeah. Real talk. All right. So it's got multiple layers. Jim Rohn, are you familiar with Jim Rohn? Yeah, Jim Rohn's the man. For those who aren't familiar with Jim Rohn, they might be familiar with Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is also the man. Tony Robbins is one of the like widely renowned, proclaimed gurus of self-help. And Jim Rohn is the OG. That's his mentor. And Jim Rohn said that in order for life to change, then you have to change. And there's 4 major steps to change. All right. Step number 1, get rid of negative emotions and limiting beliefs and discover your values. Step number 2, set goals and create a plan. Step number 3 is to take action. And step number 4 is to focus on what you want and not on what you don't want. And that's how you make a change within your life. So let's focus on getting rid of those negative emotions first and foremost. The fear of the unknown. Because
you should do that with my wife too.
Damn. Called her out.
You're more fearful than I am. I'm like, let's go.
The fear of the unknown is, that's a good one that we're going to get rid of. Now, for everybody out there, with me being a hypnotherapist, I'm not the type to put people to sleep. Except with these hands. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very nonviolent.
Try Jesus.
No, right.
Don't try me.
That's right. That's right. Try Jesus. No, but
because I throw hands.
Hey, no, but I use these different guided meditations and different mental or mindset exercises to help people shift their perspective upon their lives and shift their beliefs. And today we are going to do a guided meditation called mental and emotional release. Now, we can today I'm not going to be able to actually go through the whole thing with you guys. If you guys want to see the whole thing, you can go to my podcast, my individual podcast, the Drop Your Baggage podcast. It's on all the platforms, iTunes, Spotify, so on and so forth. It's on everything. Anchor. If you want to hear it, you can go through that. But I'm going to take Kris through that, and he's going to get rid of his fear of the unknown right here, right now. And then we're going to do a before, and we're going to do it after. So right now, with that fear of the unknown, okay. When you think about the fear of the unknown right now, do you feel any type of sensations within your body?
The normal anxiety.
Normal anxiety. What does that feel like?
Pain in my stomach.
Pain in the stomach. On an intensity 1 to 10, 0 to 10, how intense is it?
Oh, right now it's like a 6.
6? Very good. How big is what's the size of it? It's not very big at all. Just the size of like an acorn or whatever.
Yeah, it's a point.
A point in the stomach. And the fear of the unknown. When you think about like the fear of the unknown, is there a specific way that you would like to think or feel about it?
I mean, the best way to feel is excited.
Excited. I love it. Excited. I love it. Very cool. Good job. All right. Now, with that, we're going to be doing a guided meditation. There's only 3 things that you need to do in order for this meditation to be amazingly profound. All right. Number 1, you got to use your imagination. Number 2, you got to follow directions, just like you follow a Google Maps or a recipe. And number 3, you got to trust the process. Know that I'm your guide. I'll be leading you through this easily and effortlessly. And I'm coming from a place of love and high vibrations.
Yes, sir, Joel.
Yes. Who?
Joel and B. Trust the process.
Thank you. That was well, guys. So with that, we're going to create an imaginary timeline. So with your timeline, your past can be to your left, to your right, or behind you. If you were to know, where's your past? Behind you, where's your future? And front. Let's go. Perfect. Is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to release this fear of the unknown today and for you to be aware of it consciously? You guys, he's shaking his head. Yes. All right. So with that, what is the root cause of this problem? The first event, which when disconnected, that will cause this problem to disappear. If you were to know, when was the first time that you had the fear of the unknown? When you were just a little boy?
I got it.
You got it? How old were you, first and foremost?
I don't know if I was 1 or less than 1.
Oh, you were young.
I might have been. Yeah.
Wow.
It was the first time I had to leave my mom, and I was going to a godparent's house.
Right there. Got you. Okay. That's a really, really defined memory right there. And it sounds like a core one too. So that's really going to hit.
I remember that day from.
Yeah.
That was that separation anxiety. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know.
Yeah. All right. With that, go ahead and keep your eyes closed, relax, and let me know when you're ready for the process.
Let's do it.
All right. Now, let's go ahead and spark that imagination. And just imagine floating outside of your body right here, right now. And just imagine seeing yourself float above yourself right here, right now. Seeing yourself from a third person point of view, just like a fly on the wall or as if though you're watching a movie. Let me know when you can see yourself.
Be there.
Got it? Awesome. Now, just imagine floating up above your timeline and float behind you into the past and float deeper and deeper and deeper into the past above that first event in which you felt that fear of the unknown. You were just a little kid. You were just a little child, a little baby. I want you to see yourself as that baby. Let me know when you can see yourself. Awesome. Now, just ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from the event, the learning of which will allow you to let go of the emotions easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind can preserve the learnings so that if you need them in the future, they'll be there. Just tell your unconscious mind to preserve the learnings. Now, tell me, with your eyes closed, what is it that you learned from the event?
It's never as bad as you think it's going to be.
That's right. What else?
Fear is an illusion. We gonna be all right.
Keep your eyes closed. Don't open them until I ask you to, please. Let me know when you're back above that event, watching that event like a fly on the wall.
You're there.
Float back above the dinosaurs and then float into space to where space and the atmosphere connects. Let me know when you're there.
You're there.
All right, listen closely. Float very, very high above your timeline, above each and every event in which you felt the fear of the unknown from birth until now in chronological order. Don't skip one event that has a charge on it. Preserve the learnings and let go of the fear of the unknown all the way back to now. Go.
Oh, God.
Awesome. Now, just imagine floating down into your body and open your eyes when you're ready. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes, sir. Very good. All right. Now we got to test it out. Do you smell biscuits?
Just crazy.
Just gravy. Can you remember a time in the past in which you used to feel that old emotion? And go back and notice if you can feel it, or you may find that you cannot. Awesome. He shook his head no, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Now, I want you to imagine going out into the future to an unspecified time in the future, in which if the same thing would have happened in the past, then you would have felt as though you had a fear of the unknown. But it's the future now. So see if you can find that old emotion, or you may find that you cannot. Congratulations, you just released the fear of the unknown. All right. So main thing, how do you feel about going to work tomorrow?
Well, I feel great because I'll be working from home.
Okay. This freaking guy. I don't know where to go from that. You're right. I would feel great too. I would feel amazing.
No, I feel good though.
Okay. So, all right. Before you said you had a pain in your stomach, that was at about a 6. Is that pain still there?
No.
Okay.
No, good.
So, like now, when it comes to you going into work in general, how do you feel?
I feel like I have to go in with a different mindset.
What mindset is that?
To take advantage of the time that I have.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things that we're gonna do with this over the next few weeks. We're gonna do some things about reframing. We're gonna get rid of that feeling of disappointment. But most of all, you got to make a plan, dog. Like you got to make a plan, like an exit plan, pretty much. Because like if you don't make an exit plan, all it's gonna do is just build like doubt and uncertainty.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna end up in the same spot that I am right now.
Mm-hmm. So that's step number 2. Number 1, we're getting rid of the negative emotions right now. Step number 2, create the goals in the plan.
Mm-hmm.
And once you create the goals in the plan, you can start to take action. And then once you start to take action, you just got to focus on what you want and not worry about any other setbacks. Just focusing on what you want and not on what you don't want.
Right.
Perfect. So that was the first step. Like just getting rid of that fear of the unknown about the future so you can take this forward towards setting your goals. Next week is going to be about disappointment and also finding your values. What do you value most about? I mean, I guess like your career. What are your values about career? Hey, real briefly though, we do have principles of the week for the folks out there.
We do.
Yeah, for sure. So
you want to get started?
Yeah, principles of the week. You can go first.
This is kind of similar, tying into what we talking about. Happiness is a choice you make every day.
Yeah, happiness is a choice you make every day. Go ahead, talk about that.
I mean, every day you got to choose to be happy. You got to choose to follow happiness. You got to choose to go towards the things that bring you joy in life. I think too many of us wallow in different emotions, different events that happen in our lives, going to unfulfilling job, like myself, which is why you got to make that choice to be happy and choice to make moves and choice to follow whatever brings you joy in life, whatever brings you passion. Just keep going towards that. You got to make that choice consciously so that you're not falling into those traps of, being sad, depressed, and everything like that.
That's real. I feel you. Like it's so easy to get like down depressed. It's so easy to get into just a negativity, like a mental path of negativity. Oh, this sucks or that sucks. I can't believe this happened. It's hot. You know what I mean? And I don't have this that I want. Instead, staying happy is also like another word for it could be also be gratitude as well. Having that attitude of gratitude, being grateful for the things that you can, like, there's so much to be grateful for. I mean, bro, we have a heartbeat, yo. We got a heartbeat, yo. You know what I mean?
We're breathing.
Yeah, like that's real. So like there's that choice is a constant thing. That choice is a constant thing for where you choose the happy route. You choose that gratitude. You choose to look at the side of being optimistic about things instead of pessimistic. Just like everything is a choice. Happiness is one of the most important choices that you can make because it really shapes your life, your whole life.
Yeah. And that's why it's also important to keep positive people around you, because if you got people around you who's constantly talking negative or constantly complaining or got all these sob stories, it's just going to perpetuate that energy in your life. And so you need to make sure that you're constantly surrounding yourself by positive people, or informing those people who are being negative that they need to be a little bit more positive.
I totally agree. You find those positive people around you, and all they're going to do is just hype you up even more and make your life even that much more happy. It's like, man, it's also a thing to where you have to be prepared to let go of the people that may not be ready to be happy. You know what I mean? Like, for those folks that you're willing to give that feedback to, you can love them, but they may not be ready to let go of that old mindset. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, it may not be for you. It's not a bad thing as far as like, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. It's just, on where their mindset is at the time.
Yeah. And what part of their journey that they're on, and maybe they just haven't made it to that point yet.
Yeah, like we weren't at that time at one certain point in time as well. So just having empathy and compassion, but also knowing like we have that choice, and nothing has to affect that choice. Nothing has to influence that choice except for us and our mental fortitude. So today, for my principle of the week, it is other people's actions have nothing to do with you. It's only a reflection of their baggage and whatever they're going through at the time. It's easy to take things personally. And like when you're going through something and then somebody reacts, it's not necessarily about you. It's about whatever their baggage is, whatever they have going on in their life, whatever their mindset is. And you don't have to take it personally. It's just a reflection of who they are. So, and your life is a whole lot better if you just don't take on other people's baggage.
Absolutely. And I've actually I think we talked about this, a little episode of that on my Europe trip, where I got to a point where I was kind of like getting all snappy with Jen, and because I wasn't able to, really do my routines and let go of my own baggage, it started to reflect on how I outwardly was with her. So more of a reflection on me than her.
Yeah. That's a great example. I'm glad that you recognize that too. Like, oh yeah, this has nothing to do with you, babe. Like, this is just me reacting the way that, I only know how to, because I'm not in the regular flow of me being more centered. I took that to heart, of course. I've talked about my relationship with my father now twice on both episodes, and I really take that to heart on with this saying as well. He left because of whatever he was going through, and it had nothing to do with me. I was just a baby. So, I just have to just see it like that. Whatever he was going through, whatever he and my mom, for that matter, were going through, it had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with like the fact that they were probably just ignorant, irresponsible, sometimes 20-year-old, 25-year-old kids, like just like I was back in those days. I can only imagine. I remember being 25, and I wasn't the most responsible kid sometimes myself. So, I can't take their actions personally, I just can go along with life, and I can really just know that I'm good enough, and that their actions aren't a reflection of me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's a big thing, because I mean, I know we said we were going to talk about this in another episode, but that's where that forgiveness comes in. Forgiving not only your father, but forgiving yourself. I mean, because at the same time, you got to forgive yourself, because you had those expectations, but those expectations weren't met, and that's not your fault. And so sometimes we hold on to that, and we also forget that we need to forgive ourselves for living this life as well. And that's where that happiness comes from, is releasing those burdens.
Yeah.
I had a similar situation with my parents when they broke up. And I took that all on myself, because it happened because of the situation that I was a part of. And I had to learn how to forgive myself for that as well.
Yeah. And with you forgiving yourself, it's a big thing. It's like, man, like I took on something that I didn't need to take on. And it's like bettering that relationship with yourself. It's like, you can make that mistake. And it's like that forgiveness, though, it's just a huge like weight is just being lifted off. It's dropped. It's dropped.
There's so much power in forgiving.
Yeah.
There's so much power in forgiving.
Others than yourself.
100%.
100%.
And you don't think of it as you forgiving them for them. You're forgiving them for you.
Yeah. It's so true, because carrying on that weight, it's affecting the relationships that you have with so many other people, and you know, including yourself. I mean, if you don't, like, forgiving yourself is also about regaining that trust in yourself as well. Saying it's okay. It's okay. You're not, I know you're not going to make, I mean, you're only human, and you have the opportunity not to make that mistake again, you know, of taking on those burdens.
Right.
That was deep as hell, dog. I didn't know we were
I didn't know we were segueing into that. We went there.
Yeah, but I love it. That's what it's about, yo. That's definitely what it's about. Hey,
but I had a situation earlier this year where I was going through, I guess, my spiritual awakening, and I was having all these visions and having all these emotional issues, and I kept hearing these voices in my head telling me that I needed to heal my heart.
Yeah, and
it kept bringing me to a situation with an ex that ended unceremoniously.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really thought about it much, but it kept coming back up like I needed to heal that. And so I ended up reaching out to the ex and forgiving her for everything that happened. And at the same time, I had to forgive myself.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was young at the time as well. And so going through that situation, like, I felt so much relief from that situation that I didn't even realize was even there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think about it. I hadn't even thought about it up until that point.
Yeah.
And so the power of forgiveness is just insane.
Absolutely. Like, you know, I had made several mistakes within my marriage that ended in 2018, and all the things that I felt like I did so wrong, and all the things that I did do wrong as well, I had to forgive myself for that. And I, you know, with me forgiving myself, I could actually give myself a space to learn from that and to also grow from it. So now all of the things that I did from the past, you know, which was pretty much like keeping secrets, not really revealing myself, not really revealing all of my baggage, all of the hurt boy with like inside of me, like not telling, you know, her about my debts, and not telling her about all the things that I had done wrong in the past, and all these things that I was ashamed of. Now I could carry that forward, and I could share those things with Bree, my current girl, you guys, we'll share those with Bree and wear it as a sense of like, yo, this is who I am. And you're going to, like, if you love me, you're going to have to like accept this about me, and not like dumping it on her on the first friggin' date, of course, but like, you know what I mean? Like over time, sharing who I am. And I wouldn't have been able to actually do that if it wasn't for me forgiving myself. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely, forgiveness is huge. I didn't even know I had to forgive myself either Like for real, I was just moving on. But if I really wouldn't have learned from my past, or if you wouldn't have really looked at yourself, wanted that forgiveness as well, it was, we could have, like that healing, that deep healing, that spiritual healing that we require in order to be better people and better partners. It wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, and the only way you can really be able to extend yourself to others is by healing those wounds and making sure that you're taking care of yourself.
100. So you guys out there, like, healing like takes a whole lot more than just burying something deep within your gut or deep within your subconscious. You don't have, like, not talking about it, it's not necessarily an answer. It's not the answer. You really gotta, like, deal with these things, and you really gotta like come to terms with the fact that they happen, and have the compassion, the empathy, and the acceptance and the forgiveness, like, for yourself and for the other folks, for you to move on, and for you to move on in a very constructive and, most of all, empowering way. Yeah.
And you can do anything from whether it's talking to that person, or just simply just writing a letter to yourself or to that person, or just writing down your thoughts, and just getting it out there. There's a lot of different things you can do to take those steps to start healing. Any step is a good step.
100%. I totally agree. Like, a lot of healing that I've done has come from just me journaling. I never thought about journaling before, but me writing my thoughts down, it really helped me, like, have a consciousness about things that I was thinking, but also to, like, just show me, like, man, it also gave me a conscious, like, man, like, this is so much different in my life. And also, if I tweak this a little bit, then my life could be so much different. So, any type of communication, whether it be writing a letter to yourself, talking to a friend, talking to your dog, for God's sake, that's therapeutic as hell. Anything out there, just make sure you just have an outlet of some way, shape, or form to communicate with. Hey. You should know, Deacon. You should know. All right. Hey, you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in today and like, just listening in to this journey that we're on. This is so exciting. We really appreciate you for tuning in to the Conscious Companions. I am Charles, the hip hop hypnotherapist, the BEST of NLP, and right, of course, we have the MVP of BDE right here, Christopher Devant, over in LA.
Sure.
And with that, you guys, hey, nothing but love out there. Take care of yourself and take care of one another.
Remember, live life as beautifully as possible.
Yes. Amen. Peace.